Today we're here in THISISART podcast with Cesxcommercial.
Yes, exactly.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Nice
I
to
love
meet
your
you too,
work.
brother.
Nice to have you here, and let's have a
Thank you
conversation
so
about
much.
creativity.
Yeah, please, let's do it.
Okay, let's start with your visual identity. Your style is so strong. You have I see a picture of you and I know it's yours. Like I can sense your style. Remarkable. Yeah. You have a remarkable style. That's the word.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, and I mean, I know how to, and how do you, like, it's years of working, but how do you get to that point? Like, what's your background to arrive to this point?
So actually, I am working as a creative 10 years. I graduated university from Department of Graphic Design, but when I was in elementary school and high school, I'm always doing a visual things, like a graffiti, taking photos, and making videos. So actually, it came really, really early from my childhood. So after that, graduated from a graphic designer. I worked with some of agencies in Turkey. So after that, I quit because I wanna do much more like a remarkable work. You know, when you are in an agency or when you are work with the corporate,
You're like so limited, right?
brands. Yeah, they are limiting you. For example, when I was starting in this industry, when I was 23 or 24 years old. Right now I'm 34 years old, and when you are young and the elder people, you have a creative idea, and you are after that when you are working with the corporate agencies, and you are telling your creative ideas, and they're just acting like you are a maniac. They're just like, oh, you don't know anything. It's not a creative. That's a bullshit. But after I work with the agencies after 3 years, and I'm just like, okay, I will do it on my way. You know, it doesn't matter if I fall. Okay, if I fall, okay. If I win, I win. So in the end of the day, that's my way, you know. So after that, I working with lots of visual elements like photography, videography, and lots of things. And also, I was born and raised in Turkey, and I live in Istanbul, and there's a lots of cultural things going on here. And for example, Islamic, Christian people, and there are lots of people and lots of cultural things going on here. And my visual identity is actually comes from here. If I go to the streets and I can see the elder lady who's wearing Nike jacket, or I can see the elder man who's sitting on the old vintage Mercedes-Benz car. So actually that thing is real. So after that, I saw lots of things in Istanbul. I also go to lots of countries like Europe, America, Asia. I see lots of things. The common thing is the culture about the elder people, because the elder people is the actually the culture of the city. For example, for a Istanbul, for a New York, for a Barcelona, maybe. And after that, actually, 3 years ago, I just started working with the AI. But 1 year ago, I got a personal project. And after that, it's the personal project is about brands and the luxury things combines with the culture. And my culture is Turkish, but you can put on American culture, or you can put on Asian culture. So it's a cultural fusion thing. After that, I'm making a start from the scratch. Okay, Turkish elder lady who's sitting on the pink Subaru Impreza car. So after that, this is my personal project. I don't know how. I upload to the Instagram and it goes viral. But I don't know really how it goes viral. So after that, boom, 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 and here we are.
Nice. So yeah, it's so nice to see that you embrace your culture a lot, because as artists and as creative, it's nice to see what influences. Like maybe your influence is Turkey because you grew up there and you see like you have a strong love for your culture. So that's what you wanted to show. So it's nice that you can actually adapt that to any country or any place, because there's different cultures. I mean, we have similarities, of course, but there's different cultures in any place. Like you go to Paris, and you see like all people, they dress so well, they look impeccable. And then you go to Turkey and you see an old lady wearing a Nike jacket, for example. But it's part from the culture. It's not like it's nothing wrong or right of that. It's just the different culture that you see. So it's so nice to see that you embrace your culture a lot, because me as Colombian, I see your style and I'm thinking, oh, this could be so nice, adapt this to Colombia, to the Chivas, like you see the old people with the cowboy hat or the thing they getting coffee. So it's so nice to see that, and it's also so important nowadays to be an artist and have your visual identity so like strong. I think that's the most thing that artists we kind of fail on, that like we sometimes we cannot maintain our style and we can just go do that, and it's nice to see that you are like maintaining that so strongly.
Yeah, so actually the also important thing is, there's a lot of like a AI stuff doing like a elder ladies, elder men for a hype. But for me, it's not about hype. It's about my culture.
Yeah, of course.
So it comes from the my life experiences and my vision. The thing is about my visual identity is like my roots. So end of the day,
It's what you see when you go out to the street.
yeah, if you come to Istanbul, I can show you.
I really want to go. I never been there. I've been there when I went to Dubai to like scale, like when I had to plane, I had
Ah,
to be there for like hours,
yeah.
but I couldn't go out. So I really want
Yeah,
to.
you're always welcome, man.
Of course, I'll take on that. Okay, now let's talk about the creative process about this,
Creative process,
because
yeah.
me as an artist, also me like myself, I love to see the process. I love. You can see on my Instagram, like when I paint something, I want to do a video about all of the process, and it's like fun. Like later, I end up the painting. I'm like, damn, I did all of this. So it's like it's so important as an artist. The creative process, I think, is the best important part. People can see a painting, people can see these posters and like they can see that, but they don't see what's behind. Not even like the process, like let's say they did this in like 30 minutes. Also, like all of the knowledge that you have, the years working on this to like till you like craft, like you have the perfect skills for that. So now with what would you do right now, there's a lot of misconceptions about AI. I mean, I'm pro AI and sometimes I'm anti AI, because I mean it's kind of
So
like,
it depends on the,
yeah,
it depends,
like
yeah.
it depends on what like in which
Yeah.
spheres do you adapt it. I mean, in the creative space, I understand why people hate it, because it's like you get all of the fun part, like the creative process, all of the things. Some people say if it's AI, why they do it, but I think it's something that we as an artist nowadays, as it's evolving, we have to embrace, because we have some knowledge that other people doesn't have. Maybe you ask, let's say, somebody in the street, do this photo, the one with the lady with the pink hair, let's say that, and they won't do it as you do, because you have all of that knowledge. So let's jump into what's your creative process behind these pieces. Like, how do you jump in a project like this?
So actually, it's a really, it's a crazy thing, but also it's a good thing. For example, I saw many things, and I have a lots of experience in Istanbul, around the world. So the thing is, actually, the brain is like a library. It's like a huge library, and there's a lots of dots in the brain. Sometimes the idea and the creative process, it comes really spontaneous. You are just like, okay, it comes here. Or sometimes it's a really long journey. It's like a making like a Lego. You know what I mean? You are connecting dots. You have many dots in your brain, and you are making like a connections with the another dots. For example, I'm living in Istanbul. There's a lots of things going on. Okay, here's the elder lady who's wearing Nike jacket, and I saw like a old vintage Mercedes Benz car, and here we go. It's connecting dots. You know, the Mercedes Benz is also in the Istanbul, and the elder lady also in Istanbul with the Nike jacket. You are connecting like a culturing dots. You're connecting the another dots. So it's like a puzzle. It's like a, it's like a kind of a game. But yeah, the creative process, it comes like this. About the important things, creative process, you need to go outside. You need to see everything.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. Like, do you go like for walks and you just go
Yeah,
around, take
for sure.
photos? You're like, oh, this. That's, I mean,
Yeah,
that's the
for
thing that
sure.
as an artist you should do. Like, you have to,
Yes.
an album on your phone is like instant. You just go
Yes,
around saving.
exactly.
Like, you can see that you have like a nice field job to go out, study your own culture, study wherever you live.
Also, it's not about in Istanbul. If I go to, for example, like another country, for example, Colombia, if I stay like 20 days, so after like 5 days later, I will connect, making connection dots, because I'm gonna show the cultural things, the how life is going on around the city. So yeah, after that, by the way, I work with the one of the Colombian artists, Feid.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love him. He's one of my favorites,
Yeah,
actually.
he's my man. I work with him.
Are you working now with him? Like, what are you doing with him?
Yeah,
Right?
right now I'm working with him, and we have also collab post.
Nice. That's so cool. I see your posts and I see Colombia too, kind of, not like the same, but I see the old lady with like a poncho sitting, doing, maybe drinking a coffee, and then there's like a tuning car there or like dirt bikes. So yeah, it's nice. Like I can see that. Also, it's about that. Like there's a lot of misconception about AI. I mean, I get it. I get why people is upset about that. Like I get it. I totally get it. Me as an artist, I was pissed at the beginning, but now it's like you have to work with it. Like it is like it's a tool that helps us. Maybe you can like you could take the photo. You can get an old lady and a pink car. It takes you, let's say, a month to like do it.
Exactly. And the budget, you need to pay the driver, you need the place, like, so about the AI is saving time and money. But also, I'm gonna give a different point of view about
Mhm.
AI. In the back of the history, when you see the painters, when it comes up, the many people in the history, they say the painters, you're worshiping devil. This is not the art. So after
Yeah.
that, yeah. So after that, like a digital camera comes up, and the analog photographers say, "Oh, digital camera kills the photography."
Yeah.
And we are using everyone using right now iPhone, right? It's a smartphone. So in the back of the day, nobody knows what's the smartphone. Everybody right now is using like a smartphone. And also, if someone hates AI, I'm just saying, okay, if you hate AI, don't use ChatGPT also.
Yeah, I get it. There's people that have that hypocrisy of like, okay, I hate AI, but then they use GPT daily.
Yeah, and also the funny thing is, about Photoshop. When the Photoshop comes up, they're just like, oh, Photoshop kills the everything, and AI comes up, and they are saying Photoshop is a tool. Photoshop is a really nice thing. But in the end of the day, Photoshop also using AI tools.
Yeah, they have Firefly. It goes so well
Yeah.
actually to the photos. Yeah.
So end of the day, AI is like a new medium.
It's evolving. We have to embrace what
It's
it comes
evolving.
next.
It's an evolving tool, and it's a
Mm.
medium thing. And yeah, many people say, "Oh, you are using AI. You are destroying the world." Okay, don't use the car. But in the end of the day, the AI is a new medium, is a tool. The important thing is about AI. You should know how to work with AI.
Of course.
That's the thing.
Okay, now we can raise this question with how do you see art and AI evolving in the next 2 years, for example?
It's fast and it's gonna be huge, but end of the day, we are using AI. We are making like a commands to the AI. In the 2 years, it's gonna be much more huge and much more like a crazy thing. And the end of the day, like 2 years ago, it's gonna be like a much more big AI artists.
Yeah,
So
of course.
right
Like
now,
2 years ago, 3 years ago, we had the unfamous Will Smith eating spaghetti video,
yes,
and now look at that. Like my mom asked me, "Is this AI?" I'm training her to like difference between AI videos and like normal videos because she's like,
yeah,
Is this AI? Like, yes, nice, you got it. Because it's dangerous at the same time, because you can like do a lot of like real things now.
Yeah, of course it's a dangerous. Of course, there's a lots of things going on with the AI, and it's in a dangerous way. Also, for me, I'm using as a good in a good way.
Yeah, of course.
So the in a 2 years, it's gonna be probably huge, and probably in a 2 years, there's lots of video games using AI right now. But after like a 2 years, they're gonna be engines like an Unreal Engine and the different engines, and the developing games is gonna be much more easy and much more effective. It's the future.
Yeah, of course. Like, also games have had AI for years, because you don't play
Yes.
against like other players. Sometimes
Yeah.
you play against a bot, but a bot, it's AI. You are playing against a
Yeah.
player that knows how you play, because it's AI. So yeah, I think it's gonna be huge. And if right now I can see like a so real video about like somebody,
Yeah.
and it looks like it's real and they are not real. A lot of AI influences, a lot of, so yeah, I think it's gonna be huge. But also we have to, also like, people should, if they want to learn, they should start jumping now and learn now, because
Yes, exactly.
it's gonna project. Talking about this, if somebody wants to start doing what you do, for example, like doing photos or doing whatever, creating something with AI, what are your tips and or your tools? Like, how do, if let's say, I mean, I know how a lot of tools, but if I wanted to start right now to do like, let's say, Colombian culture pictures like yours, how would I start?
First, you should do research. You should look the archives. You should look the your like a style. You
Yeah,
should
study your
yeah
culture first.
yeah exactly. In the first, you should found your own style. So after that, you can use like a lots of softwares right now, like a Midjourney, Gemini, Reve, Nano Banana Pro. For me, you can start with the Gemini with the Nano Banana Pro tool, and after that, if you put your structured style on the visual in the visuals, so after that you can use everything. But the first thing is the important thing is knowledge and the research.
Yeah, because also if you know how to ask and what to ask, it's gonna be easier.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna like waste resources, because it's
Yes.
like, you know what you're gonna asking, what you're gonna ask, and what you're asking the machine. Like, I did an exercise with a friend. Let's do the same image. Like, he's not an artist. He's not creative at all. He likes art, but he's not like, he has no creative, let's say, mind. And we did the same image, and it was crazy, the difference between his image and my image, because I knew what let's say, I don't remember what was
You know
like the image
what
exactly,
you
but
are
I
gonna
know what to
do.
ask, like a
Yes.
reference, do it this style or this, because I know the word, because I've been more than 10 years studying and creating and this stuff, so I know what to ask. So maybe my first attempt is as good as his 20th attempt. So I think that's important to like study and know what you're gonna ask, not like start asking and trying. It's good to try, but I think study is the most important thing.
Exactly, 100%. I agree.
Okay, so now let's talk about creative block.
Creative block, yeah.
As creatives, that's one of our biggest problem, apart from like
Yeah.
and like
Unfortunately.
clients that doesn't know what they want. But creative block, I think it's
Yeah.
important to talk about this, because all of us suffer of that. Any creative people, it's, let's say, a singer, let's say a DJ, a photographer, a painter, can have a creative block. So
It's a curse.
yeah, it's
It's a
the cost to be
creative
creative.
person curse.
Yeah, we cannot avoid that. Also, because we depend of our minds to create and do stuff. So if we have one of those, we are kind of fucked up. Let's talk about, what do you do when you have a creative block, and what do you do also, like, how do you inspire yourself, apart from like going out and like studying the place? How do you
Yeah,
fight
I know. How did you
against?
go to exit from your creative block?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the question. So actually, in 2 years ago, I have a really bad creative block. I'm just stuck in my head. I cannot do anything. I'm just like, okay, it's over. I talked with my friend, and he's a doctor, and I told him I have a really burnout and overwhelmed, and I have lots of creative blocks on my mind. And he said, do different activities, not a creative things. Go run and play basketball, make some food, listen like a different type of music, meet with the different people.
Yeah, I think it's important for the mind to like, because if you're focused on a project and you want to do that, but you cannot get around that. The best way sometimes is to just go have a walk, go to the streets, just chill, go run. So your mind doesn't think on the same thing all the time. So it's like
Yeah.
you can like chill a bit and relax.
The environment is a really important thing because we are, as a creatives, I'm always working in a computer, so I'm always at the home. That's why. So the thing is, we need to go outside in the day, like a 1 hour, 2 hour, like the brain, because getting so much electrics and so much having thoughts. Or if you're at home, the thing is, you can close the light and resting on the room without
Yeah.
voice. That's it.
Yeah, like meditate.
Yeah,
Meditate,
meditating.
just chill,
Yeah.
think about another stuff. Yeah, I think it's so important because like to know what to do. I actually I studied graphic design too. My project was about the brain is plastic thing that we can like mold. So it was a book for people to do exercises to avoid the creative block. I had a lot of exercises, different exercises like that. Like one was you go to maybe you have to take a train to your home, let's say a train. So you go one stop before and you walk. Also, like you can just go to the movies, go to the cinema, go watch a movie. Maybe you can just watch a movie, not even like any like nice movie. You can just watch Shrek and you can be inspired.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I want to re-jump on that book. I actually want to do it again. A lot of exercises that didn't imply any creative thing. And the creative exercises were something like draw right now from memory 3 of your childhood cartoon characters that you remember. I was so into the exercises and reading about psychology, and like I wanted to do that project. It's so important to do things to have your brain distracted. That's the word. Distract your brain from whatever you are focusing on when you're blocked. So now, to end, let's talk about knowledge and like motivation. What could be like some tips or some important things that you learn being a creative during these, let's say, last 10 years being a creative, and what did you learn? Maybe this all like these 5 years that you're like going up so fast. What have you learned? And what would you say to somebody that's thinking about doing a jump like you did 3 years ago? You said 3 years ago, we're working on an agency that you had like a secure money, and you was like, I cannot be doing this. I'm going to do my own thing. And I think you did pretty well because you're now here. Like you are doing whatever you want. You are traveling. You're working with big companies, big artists. What would you say to somebody that's gonna start or wants to start right now?
So actually, when I was starting doing this job, I was telling everybody about my dream and telling about my ideas. And then many people told me, nah, this is not gonna work. Nah, that's a bullshit. They're just acting like that. So for me, when I was back to the 10 years, like I don't trust anybody. I don't I am gonna not gonna tell my ideas or my dreams. And the most important thing is believing yourself, you know? Because not like 10 years ago, when I was child, I know I'm gonna do like a visual things, you know? I'm not gonna be a doctor or not I'm not gonna be a lawyer because when I was like 10 years old, 11 years old, I'm always drawing something. So it's starting from like my birth. So it's a given thing. So
Yeah.
you need to trust yourself. Don't trust anybody. So that's
Yeah,
the
it's
thing.
important to trust your own guts, because if you don't trust
Yeah,
in yourself, who's gonna do it?
exactly. For example, I'm working as like 10 years. I'm doing I do DJing, photography, graphic design, everything. When I was in university, I working in a Footlocker as a salesman. But right now I'm
Okay.
collabing with the Footlocker. So
Yeah, that's nice.
it's like you know, you should believe your dream on yourself. You don't have to show your everything to the people. Just do your own thing. So after that, God will help you with your own way.
Yeah, my mom always say that like when I have like maybe a collab that they like maybe somebody like some big brand texting me or something to do a collab, she's always like, I always tell my mom because it's my mom. I know I can tell her anything and everything, but she's always like, don't tell nobody till it's done. She's like, sometimes even don't tell me, even when it's done. Like, you cannot tell, because if you tell things, you're throwing them out there,
Yeah.
and the bad energy can like take it and throw it
Yeah,
down.
there's a lots of bad people in the world. There's a lots of jealousy. And yeah, but in the end of the day, my main thing is I need to be underdog.
Mhm.
Underdog is a low key, like a submarine, you know?
Move in silence, as they say.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, as we said, move in silence is the best way to move right now in this world that's full of bad energies. Even your close friends, your closest friends, you can tell them something, and it's not that they are jealous, but they have a bad, like, not a jealousy energy around them, and they don't wish you bad things, but sometimes if you tell them those projects, future projects, maybe they fail. And it happened to me a lot of times. Like, I never learned. We are excited to tell everybody, yeah, we're going to do this, and then it just fails because you told them. To end this nice conversation we had, what's next? What's next for you? What's your future? What are you working on right now? Like, where are you
Actually,
right now?
there's a
Like, what's
lots
at
of
this
things
point?
going on. There's a lots of
Okay.
things, and there's a lots of project, but unfortunately, everything is confidential. So,
Okay.
but in a short time, in a like let's say 2 months, you will
Okay.
see everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So there's a lot of yes coming out.
Yeah, I'm gonna invade the all the social media and in internet.
Nice. Sounds amazing. Okay, so nice to have you here. I think it was a
Thank
nice
you so much, my
conversation.
brother.
It's nice to see the process behind like AI art, because I do AI stuff, but it's not the same as, like, I do it as to reinforce what I do. So it's nice to have a conversation with somebody that's fully focused on AI right now, because I think it's the future, and we have to be more permissive with AI art as artists, because I mean, I get it, but sometimes we have to be a bit permissive, because you're not hurting nobody.
Yeah.
So yeah, brother, nice to
Nice
see
to
you,
meet you too.
and see you in
Thank
the
you
next
so
one,
much, my
maybe.
brother. Yeah.
See you in 2
Why not?
years.
I will let you know when I'm in Barcelona.
Of course, and I'll let you know when I'm in Turkey. I need to go to Istanbul.
Please, man. Every time you're always welcome.